It's Wednesday. I'm the Prez, Lawrence Presman, co-founder of WagerTalk Media and host of the #1 hockey show on the planet. Yeah, ESPN called. They don't want Jeremy Roenick. They want the Prez and Carmine. Yeah, TSN called. They want Buster and Alex. Yeah, Bob McKenzie called. He wants to come on our show. Jeff O'Neill, Darren Dreger, they all want on. But you know what? They can't come on because all they do is yap, yap, yap. They never tell you who's going to win a game. They never tell you why a team's going to win a game. It's always yap, yap, yap. So if you want your hockey talk, WagerTalk TV, the show's called Puck Time. You're watching it now. It's on Monday to Friday. Today's show, Carmine, Bianco, and Buster from Buster Sports. Let's bring them in. Let's get going. Buster, really appreciate...
Hello, Lawrence.
Yeah, I don't care about your hellos. Really appreciate you heading down to Vegas for our meet and greet. Tell us about it. How was it?
Yeah, everything was good. I was down there. I went down on Wednesday. Always go down Thanksgiving, and it was a great turnout. Good to see a lot of the guys that I usually go down on to do the videos with. Yeah, it was a very good turnout. Lots of fun, lots of beers.
Who was the?
It's a really good setup. That's for sure.
Who was the drunkest?
Actually, I think everybody was quite well behaved. We had a lot of customers there, so no one was out of hand by any means. Now, if you want to talk about that around 12 o'clock that night in Vegas, I'd have to say I was. And I don't even know where the rest of the guys were.
Yeah, you were like alone in a bar drinking your sorrows away.
Probably, but
yeah,
no,
except you have no sorrows, Buster. You're a retired old man who lives in Mexico half the year. Carmine, Bianco, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
I love what you've done with the camera, dude. Your entire background is blurry, but you couldn't be clearer. The baldness of your head is shining right now. You buffed.
Yeah, no, we're having internet issues in our area, so. Hopefully it remedies itself, which is why probably the camera shooting the back is getting a blurry screen or whatever. But,
Carm, why didn't you go down to the meet and greet, man?
No, I was just recently in Vegas. I've got a couple trips. I'm taking the wife to Punta Cana in a couple weeks, just for a short 4 or 5 day trip.
I want me some Punta Cana.
Yeah, and then I will be in Vegas for the Super Bowl this coming year. So to watch the 49ers and the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be the most exciting Super Bowl ever?
Well, I don't think it'll happen. But yeah, I mean, in a way, I want to see Breeze win. I mean, New Orleans has had such a tough road in the playoffs the last 2 years. With that said, I don't think there's a better name for a city on the planet than Punta Cana. I mean, come on, it rolls off the tongue. I mean, it's stunning. It conjures up images of, well, let's get into hockey, shall we, Buster?
Yes. That sounds
sure,
great.
Prez. It's your show. Do whatever you want.
Oh, dude, you're the best. Guys, make sure to watch The Betting Edge today. It's going up late because Joe Ranieri, myself, and Rob Vino tape it only at 3:30 Eastern. But it's the prime time edition, which means we're only going to be talking about the prime time football game. So you can watch it tomorrow or Friday as well. It's my favorite Betting Edge show of the week. It's probably my favorite show of the week. We really let our hair down, something Carm wouldn't be familiar with, and laugh and joke around, but we also provide a lot of great information. What's the problem, Buster? You don't like me taking shots at bald men?
Hey, actually, I got a question for you. Buster, hold on a second. Prez, I got a question for you. Because I'm having some internet issues, I had trouble bringing up the scores. Any chance you can tell me what happened in that Philadelphia-Toronto game last night?
Yeah.
It's kind of blurry here.
Sure, brother. Philadelphia won.
What was the score?
6-1.
Well, bring back Babcock. Let's go.
I bet the over in that game, so you can take the piss out of me till you're blue in the face, bold man.
Yeah.
Okay, boys, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Four games today. We'll take them all apart. Let's start with the Toronto Maple Leafs, the said Toronto Maple Leafs, the team that Carmine bets on and loves and won't admit because he wants to be difficult with all his friends in Toronto. Minus 110 tonight. We really don't know, and I'll go to you first, Carm. We really don't know who's going to start a net. You've got a theory we're going to talk about. They're playing Colorado. The total is 6.5, and I just want to say that the Colorado coach, I mean, that guy looks like a beast. Like, I would not want to meet that guy in a dark alley. I think he could be a Hollywood star playing one of those, mean bad men. But anyway, nobody cares about that. Carm, I'll go to you first. I don't care if Frederick is in net, if Hutchison is in net, if they bring Garrett Sparks back, if Alan Bester or Mike Pulmatier show up. This game is going over the total. What do you like, buddy?
As far as the goaltending goes, some sites are reporting that Hutchinson is in net tonight, and it's confirmed. But that's based on new coach Keefe's press conference a few days ago, where he said that Anderson was getting the start last night and Hutchinson start tonight. I think he's gone a little bit. He's taken a step back on that. He gave Anderson the morning skate off. Typically, a goalie who has the morning skate off or is in the starter's crease is obviously the starter that night. So I tend to believe off that terrible performance, especially the last 10 minutes where they gave up 5 goals, that he's going to come back with Anderson here in this spot. Anderson was in net for that 5-3 win back on November 23rd in Colorado for the Leafs, which was obviously the day after Babcock got fired. Obviously 17 goals in their last 3 games. I think the Leafs have to make amends. I tend to lean to the Leafs here, laying the small number. You're not going to get that small a number on the Leafs at home typically, minus 110, minus 115. And you look at their past 10 games, they've picked up points in every single game. They've won 6 of those. They lost 3 in overtime. The one regulation loss was to the Bruins, who obviously arch rival nemesis and seems to beat the Leafs. I have to think, and it's taking a shot because one thing I'll say quickly is Leafs on back-to-back aren't very good, but it has to do with their goaltending. They were 7-6 last year on back-to-backs. They're 1-5 this year on back-to-backs. They lost their first 5 games on the second half of the back-to-back before beating the Sabres on Saturday night in Toronto 2-1 in overtime. So take everything with a grain of salt, but I'm going to lean on the Leafs here to bounce back.
And I think that's a good call. Sheldon Keefe has got a lot of numbers. I mean, he's got a lot of trends already as a very experienced NHL coach, and he is perfect after a loss. Okay, I'm just kidding, guys. The guy's been coaching for a week. Buster, what do you like?
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with my brother Carmine there. I actually like Colorado tonight. They would be doing in this spot about talking about players and who's coming back and that. The Leafs do get Mitch Marner back, it looks like, tonight. But Colorado's going to get Burakovsky and Landeskog back tonight. And they got Ratnin back last game. He only played about 10 minutes. Look for him to play way more tonight, and that's going to really help that Colorado power play. Regardless of if Hutchinson's in net or Anderson, I just the Leafs. This is going to be their 4th game in 6 nights. They're 0-5, and that's touched on the.
Buster, are you there? Carm?
Yeah.
We lost you for a sec, Buster. Can you continue, please? Guys, we're having internet issues all around. Can't do anything about it. I do not own the internet yet. I will once I sell WagerTalk. I will commit to buying the entire internet. Buster, continue, please.
Sorry, Prez. I'm not sure where I left off. I was just going to about what Carmine said about the Leafs.
Yeah, Langestad's coming back.
Actually, I had mentioned Rantanen did that cut out when I was talking about Rantanen? Mikko Rantanen coming back?
Start there, brother.
Okay. Rantanen played last game, played about 10 minutes. He's going to get a lot more ice time tonight. With Landeskog there, their power play is going to be very good, get back to normal. Really just like this Colorado team. And it's a team that you might want to go look. I'm not sure what the futures are before they start getting hot again. Well, without all these injuries, and now they're getting that club back, and it's they look like they're the real deal. Like I say, the Toronto just, I know they got the new coach and everything, but they still have the same problems. Anderson can't play over 60 games a year. They get Hutchinson back off of waivers because no one wanted him. So yeah, I want Colorado. I'm with you, Prez, on the over. I think it's going to be Colorado like 5-3, 6-3, something like that.
Lawrence, let me ask you something. You're up on obviously the Leafs as a fan, but you get a lot of information on them. What are the Leafs going to do, or what are the fans going to do as far as like a welcoming for Kadri tonight in his return back to Toronto?
I think they're going to cheer him. I think he was a fan favorite. I mean, he had a couple of bonehead brain cramp maneuvers in the playoffs, but, the fans always liked Nazem. So it's a great question, and one that I won't know the answer to because I'm taking my daughter out for dinner tonight. But I guess I'll watch it on highlights. Boys, Pittsburgh minus 115 against St. Louis. 14-9 Pittsburgh team. A total of 6 in this game. I lean on the under. Buster, what do you like?
I'm going to go with the small away underdog here with St. Louis. Pittsburgh has lost 2 in a row, but the injuries are just piling up on this club. Again, they're going to get that Justin Schultz back, but Dumoulin went down the other night, and then Hornquist in practice just went down on Monday, and he's gone. You already got Crosby out and Nyquist, so I'm going to go with St. Louis here. They've won 4 straight, 6 out of 8. Binnington's in net tonight. I'm on with St. Louis.
Carmine, I know how much you love St. Louis. You did last year. You do again this year. You think they're going to win tonight?
Yeah, no, I'm because these teams played a few nights ago in St. Louis, and it was a real bad sort of scheduling spot for Pittsburgh. They came off that emotional game where they scored, I think, 5 straight goals to beat Vancouver. Then they went to obviously Columbus. They dropped a game there. And then their 3rd and 4 nights happened to be against the Blues. It's not what you want to. You don't want to be playing in St. Louis your 3rd and 4 nights. But they're back home now. You tend to split these, even though this isn't a true home and home because St. Louis has won since that game. But Pittsburgh's playing well at home. They're finding ways, different ways to win with the injuries that they have. Obviously and they've only lost like 1 of their last 10 at home, which was that emotional game with Fleury and the Vegas Golden Knights back in Philadelphia. I think that was one of the ones where Marco released his first NHL play of the year, and it was a big one. There are other, they've got won 7 of the last 10 at home. The 2 losses were OT losses, obviously 1 to the very hot New York Islanders. So it's a win at home. St. Louis, I love the way this team plays, but if they're going to be had, it's going to be on the road. I'm going to take the with the Pens.
He's Carmine, Bianco, Buster Sports with us. I'm the Prez. All 3 of us can be found at WagerTalk.com. A quick thank you to Carmine. He came on the show with absolutely no notice. Alex was supposed to be on today, but he has a migraine headache. So Alex, please feel better. Carmine literally had about 1 minute of notice. Also, a quick heads up. Next Tuesday or Wednesday, depending, will be my last show for a couple of weeks. Carmine will be hosting most of the shows, and Alex will step in and host a couple along the way. I will then be back on December 25th. I'm going to Zermatt for skiing, and then I'm going to Jamaica. I know you're thinking, what a life, Prez, and well, you know what?
Yeah, it's true.
Why shouldn't I have a good life?
I will give
I
you.
agree totally.
Well, Buster, while I would usually bust his chops and say, man, this is unbelievable. This guy takes so many vacations. I also know, and I only hosted 1 week of shows in the studio at Prez's. That was just one show, and there's so much work, and he's doing 4 or 5 a day or whatever. So, yeah, I get it. It's not just flicking on your computer, turning on a camera, and away you go. It's the research, because when you have guys like Teddy and Dave Koken and all these other guys who are, and Ralph, who are stat machines, they have so much information, you can't sit there like a light bulb.
Yeah, and they also make you look stupid. But the other thing, Carm, that you didn't mention is you might have hosted all my shows and you might have done all that hard work, but you didn't have to do your hair. And that
exactly
takes the longest amount of time.
Well, it's some of the best actors in the world are bald men.
Yes, except they wear wigs when they are on screen. Ottawa on the road playing Edmonton tonight. Edmonton is minus 200. I've been high on this Edmonton team all year. They just beat Vancouver 3-2. Outstanding hockey game. Ottawa has come down to earth. They had a moment in time. Now they've lost 5 in a row. They're on a back-to-back after a whooping by Vancouver. Buster, I'll go to you first. I don't see how Edmonton loses this hockey game. Way too much speed on that team. But I also like the over. Ottawa can skate. I like Edmonton. I like Edmonton minus 1.5, minus 2.5 in regulation. I think this game is going to be a very similar score to the Vancouver game, 5-2, 6-2 type of an event. Buster?
I agree with you on the total, Prez. I like it over, and like you say, Ottawa. They had a good run. They're like they've lost 5 in a row, but they went on. They were of the 9 before that. Run. Before this 5-game losing streak here. For me, Prez, we've talked about this a bunch of times. I just have a bad feeling might do here tonight, because they've won 11 out of the last 12 times in Edmonton, which is kind of a bizarre fact.
That's something. Carm, is that something Alex would say or Andrew would say? It's an Alex thing.
Yeah.
Always telling me about the matchups, way back when DeBrusque was playing and Steve Smith and Chris Chelios was the backing defenseman on the Chicago Blackhawks. They owned the New Jersey Devils. So as a result, 23 years later, the same trend will apply. Take the New Jersey. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Go ahead, Buster.
Yeah.
I lost my shit for a moment.
Yeah. I'm not saying to take Ottawa tonight. I'm just giving people a little bit of warning that this game looks too easy. That's what I do when I see stuff that's too easy. And there's been lots of games that I've told people, especially being on this show, how many games and the big underdogs come out. Yeah, everybody's going to bet this game Edmonton minus 1.5, minus 2.5. I'm just saying, watching hockey for 39 years, this is a game I will stay away from. I'm going to bet the total over. I'm just giving you a point that, you know what? Ottawa is one of these teams that have handled Edmonton for whatever reason, who knows? But this is, like you say, it's going back so many years. But why does this happen? You see, a lot of teams just have a mindset.
Yeah, there's because Edmonton sucked. Buster, I gotta ask you a question, flat out.
Sure.
Mano to mano, friend to friend, brother. You've been watching hockey for 39 years. What did you do the other 30 years?
Tell you, Prez, I don't look much older than you. That's for sure. So I know that. So I don't know why you keep get me on those age. But
okay, Buster, you look 20 years older than me.
I forgot my. Oh, I don't think so, Prez.
Listen,
I forgot my sign today. I'm pretending to hold up my sign.
Do you dye your hair, Buster?
I've never touched nothing. No, don't dye anything.
Carm, do you dye yours?
I don't have any ego, Prez. I have no ego, so why?
You know what, Buster? Some of our listeners think I'm mean to our guests. What are you drinking there?
Nothing. Just a little beverage.
Oh, we
Mexican beverage.
know it's got fizz in it, don't we, Carm?
He's having Modelo, I think, right now.
Yeah.
The drink
He's
of
either
Mexican.
drinking alcohol at 10 a.m. or he's drinking Coke.
Okay.
Okay, Buster. Sorry, man. I interrupted you.
What? No, that's fine. But you were going on about how everybody says that you pick on all your guests and your shtick.
I'm just gonna keep doing it. Exactly.
Yeah, of course, and you should. I know deep down how good of a heart you have, Prez. So it's all good, brother. Just keep at it.
Thanks, dude. Here, look. See, I got checks. I'll sign one for you. Carm, what do you like in this game?
At first, I want to let Buster know that Movember is over. So if you want to shave off that caterpillar or whatever.
Yeah, the porn mustache, the pedophile, as we call it.
I'm gonna rename Buster Minshew, the quarterback for the Jaguars, who's starting this weekend, by the way. It's throwing out any past trends or what have Oilers for me tonight. I think you have to look at the Oilers team total, given the fact that Ottawa played last night. You can take over 3.5 and lay, I think it's minus 130 right now.
Oh, I love that play. Carm.
Yeah.
I love that play.
The thing with Ottawa, I think, Prez, I think you mentioned, they had a good little spurt going, but they haven't been a good team of late. Even if you look at their past 15 games, where are we here? Their past 15 games on the road, they've gone 4-12. None of those 4 wins are over. They beat the Red Wings 4-3, 4-2 over the Devils, 6-2 over the Rangers, and then 2-1 over Montreal. Buster's Montreal. So the 12 losses in there, Carmen. Yeah, sorry, man. Listen, I'm a Sabre fan. In about a month, we'll be making fun of me. The 12 losses, 8 of those were by 2 or more goals. And the last 3, they've allowed 15 goals while scoring 5 in losing to Minnesota, Calgary, and Vancouver. So if you're looking at it, likely Oilers minus 1.5, or you can take the team total because I believe that they'll score at least 4 goals tonight, especially if you guys like the over. If you like the over, you have to figure them in from Edmonton. So
that's a great call, man.
The over 3.5, right? So
that is a very good call, Carmine.
Buster, just so you know, Carmine pretends to be a Buffalo Sabres fan. Carmine bleeds black and white. That's all he bleeds. Everything else is irrelevant to him. It's black and white until he dies.
Buster, hold on. Lawrence, I got to tell him this quick story. So we're at the Leaf game on Saturday night, and I've got my Jack Eichel Sabres jersey on.
This is brilliant.
And I had my Juventus hoodie on. So Lawrence decides to eat intermission these gourmet hot dogs, and he orders these 2-foot-long.
They were not gourmet.
Nasty Coney Island hot dogs with all this cheese and chili crap on it, and I'm spilling down my hand, and I look down. I'm like, oh shit! So I unzip my Juventus jersey because I'd rather all this crap spills on the Sabres jersey and not my Juventus gear.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
And did it spill all over?
No.
No.
No, but I'm telling you, Buster, Carm bleeds black and white like nobody's business, man. I mean, this is a dude. I go to Vegas and he sees a guy wearing the black and white, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you!" I mean, oh my God, dude. I mean, I think he might have done a little shake to a guy next to a urinal because he was wearing the black and white.
Possibly.
Washington, guys.
When I first, sorry, Prez.
No, go ahead, dude.
I was gonna say when I first met Carmine up at Wags, came up to watch a bunch of Champions League game, and always has the Juventus stuff gear on, no matter what.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I've never seen Carmine in my entire life.
Listen, it's like that Seinfeld episode where the guy Putty is got a face painted like a New Jersey devil. Your team, man. Gotta support your team, right? So,
boys, I got someone
That's
picking
it.
guys. I got someone picking me up in 5 minutes. Washington tonight, playing against the Kings. Big win by Washington last night against San Jose, but what else is new? They've won 4 in a row. They've won 7 of 10. This team is utterly ridiculous. They're playing the LA Kings, and this is a real big mismatch here, guys. The speed of Washington, the slowness of the LA Kings. I don't know how Washington loses, but Buster, this goes back to the too good to be true thing. I just gonna have to stay away right now.
I agree totally with you, Prez, and I'm not gonna, because you're in a hurry, I'm not gonna run all these stats by you, but maybe I will a few of them real quick. LA 7-1-1 the last 9 at home. Washington 1-8 the last 9 in Angeles. They're coming off a back-to-back, although they're great. 3-1. They look fantastic. It's too good to be true. They're at 150 right now. I'm going to wait because the public's going to hammer them. You might get 170, and I'll throw a little flyer in Los Angeles at home because, Washington, as Marco would like to say, they're just a little bit too fat and sassy right now, and LA plays great at home. They play like shit on the road, 0-9-1 on the road, so I'll take a little flyer on LA, or I won't bet anything at all.
Mr. Bianco, sir, regale us with your thoughts, and then I can hang up and go.
Yeah, listen, good call on Washington last night. They were a short price, against the Sharks, because Sharks have been playing well.
Yeah.
But Washington's what? Washington's like 12-2-1 on the road this season. And say what you want to say about the Kings. The Kings are absolutely brutal away from home, 2-10-1. They are a team who is last in the West. They play very well at home because they play very defensive at home. It was a masterclass win over the Islanders when the Islanders had that nice little streak going, and I think they beat them like 3-0 or 3-1. I tend to lead. I think 6.5 goals is way too much here, and if you're looking at the Washington totals, under 3.5 goals is -25. So their goals for tonight are shaded to the under. And Washington generally on the second half of back-to-backs have tighter games. I think 6.5 goals is way too much. I think Washington is playing great defensively. And the fact that LA is at home and play very well defensively is we see under 6.5 here.
Carm, I think that's
I can't pick a side here just because of the Kings showed beating the Islanders that they can step it up and play very well at home against very good teams. But I still can't take them. So I'd lean to the under here and look for a
Carm,
defensive battle.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Just saying about who they beat. They've actually beat Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Vegas all at home in the last 5 home games. So that's why you just have to be wary of betting Washington.
Yeah, and Carm, I love your thought process here, dude, because LA Kings are at home, and I really think the only way they could win is if they slow this game down to a crawl. So I think that's a great call, brother. Guys, that's the show. Everybody head over to WagerTalk.com. Prez NFL 20 is the promo code for today. It's a half price off of my 5% play on Sunday. So check that out. Tomorrow's show, the legend himself, Dave Koken, and either Alex or Andrew, I'll decide later tonight. You guys are the best. Buster, enjoy Mexico. Carm, thanks for covering. Everybody keep commenting. Keep posting. And I know I seemed a little bit distracted today. Everything ran late. I got a million shows to tape. I got a business meeting in 2 minutes. Prez, out.
Good luck, boys.
See you, guys.